Hi, my name is Ilkka from Uskallainnostua Finland team, and I have a guest here, Berit Reaver.
Hi.
And we are going to talk about tonight about drugs and alcohol and how that affects in our life. In Finland, so many people are drinking a lot. I think this is one of the countries in the whole world that are drinking the most, and it's a lot. So that's the reason why I wanted to bring this topic up and talk about the drinking. So many people are talking about how drinking and drugs are affecting in your physical body. But today we are going to, I don't know, should I say deeper or is it something else? But we are going to talk about how it affects in your energy body. And that's why Berit is here, because she knows about the energy a lot. So first you could say a few words about yourself. What do you do?
Well, I work with energies, apparently, and I work with people and well-being, through working actually with the energy and with something called aura transformation.
So I've been doing some energy work, and she's been helping out me, and it's been really good for my life and how I feel myself, and that's why I like to work with Berit. This is not something that we like, that people quit drinking totally, but what would you say for the people that are drinking every weekend?
Well, you know, the people who drinks every weekend are usually the people who have been who has work all week, and usually it's something that they don't like to work with, and they've been really busy doing that, and then when the weekend comes they just want to let go and let loose and drink and forget what they're doing. And what I would say to them is actually to start doing something that you like to do, and then you won't have that same urge, because there's no need for it. But of course, if people are stressed, working, they need an outlet somehow, and that's usually what happens for those people.
I just thinking about my life. When I used to think that I'm really working every day and every week, I like to party every weekend.
Yeah.
But nowadays I think that I'm not working. I'm actually working a lot, but I don't feel like working.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it for my passion or something, and that's why I can feel that I don't need like to drink a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same with me. I'm doing what I really like to do, and I have different schedule. First of all, I'm not working from 8 to 4, but even if I did, and I did something that I liked, I wouldn't have that urge to drink. Now, if you see, for example, people, both people who's working and they don't, do what they like, or if you look at youngsters who go to school, and especially up towards the exams, there's so much pressure and so much stress on them, so they go crazy with alcohol, and it's also a tradition, but still there's that urge in it, which is a little bit dangerous, I think.
Yeah, and I can see that also, as I've been athlete. When athletes go to a race or competition, after that they normally party like crazy.
Wow.
And it's I think most of the people think that athletes don't drink much, but they actually quite many do.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I think that's the same with stretching the body.
Yeah. So with the exams, let's say, and also with your friends, everybody is drinking. You want to also be social, and then you have to drink or do whatever. So I think it's important actually nowadays to make a trend out of doing something else. I know there is a trend here in Finland with green drinks, for example, or because that also gives you energy, and there's also a society around it, or social network around that, and the social network is important. And where you can also be yourself, or you can talk with other people. So creating different social networks, instead of only have these drinking networks, because you just need to, let go a little bit or whatever. Then it can be in many different ways.
Yeah, I've heard that many times. I can't go out because then I have to drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so from your point of view, what happens when somebody is drinking, or if I drink, what happens to my energy body?
Well, it gets totally out of focus. It's the same how you see things, you get out of focus like that. But actually the energy around you would get out of focus too. It would get imbalanced. So now if you were very imbalanced already, then maybe for some people you could say it would bring you more courage to just do stuff, because it also numbs the body, but it also puts you out of focus with your energy field, so you get less aware. You cannot registrate as well, so it get blurry. When I look at it, it would get very blurry. Now some people, they drink because they want to suppress. Usually that's it, because if one is not courageous or not used to saying stuff, then when you drink suddenly they talk and so so I guess of course that lets you do stuff, but suppressing, you never get to that point of actually dealing with it in a proper way where you can be natural in your everyday life. You have to drink to be courageous in that speaking way, for example. Or if people are drinking because they want to suppress some emotions, or I saw a drunk once that I just spoke shortly with, and I asked him, why are you drinking? Why are you drinking? What is and he said, well, he lost his wife and he just got so sad and he didn't want to think about it. So he was on the street, and he just didn't want to deal with it. That was it, So and he knew that, so he drank.
Yeah, what people are every day forgetting different things. So
yeah. But really, when something really big happens in your life and it's really sad or something that's very uncomfortable, everything changes all the time, and as more we learn that things are changing and that we can move with that and evolve with it, the better it is for our own evolution, but also for everybody around us, because we are teaching each other all the time.
Okay, for the people that haven't thought about that they have energy body, so what if my energy body gets blurry? So what?
So what?
Yeah.
Well, it's not as beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks a bit strange.
Yeah. But if I don't even know that I have an energy body,
drinking a lot does make it quite unhealthy, though. The energy body, it gets kind of closed down. And the energy body is also how we sense each other, or how we again registrate things. So you can, you also get sicknesses in your energy body, who then gets physical. So it starts in different places. Now, if we talk about alcohol, it takes a while though before you start to break down parts of the energy body with alcohol. But that's definitely possible as well. Now there's other drugs that does that very, very quickly, starts to dissolve different parts of the energy, or change it quite a lot, changes.
Yeah, and what that means?
Well, it means that that with alcohol, it's more, you can find your way back to your normal state, your energy body state, you could say. But there's some drugs where you can't. It's like it changes and it gets scattered somehow too much, and then it's like you cannot really. You have to really work a long time with it, over many years to fix that. Even if we are going into, you could say, new things.
Okay. So, if I drink every week and like once or twice a week, does my energy body come back in the same form that it was before drinking, like after the hangover?
Okay, so you're talking about drinking a lot. Yeah. You're not talking about just having one beer.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, again, if you just drink one beer once in a while, and I don't mean every day, I mean maybe one or twice a week, and then maybe you have 2 weeks without or something, then it's more like nutrition in a way, because there's a lot of B vitamins in beer, in red wine there's a lot of antioxidants, but you also get that from other things.
Yeah.
But then it's not really a problem for your energy field. Okay. But if you drink heavily, it becomes a problem, like it does for the body. Now the thing is that being blurry or being more daring or not wanting to look at your stuff, where we are today, there is so much, you could say, self-development going on, and so much awareness coming to us, which has never come so strongly before, that we can actually contain and understand in a different way. So if we really want to do that, and we really want to, you can say, evolve and be happy in our daily lives, then drinking a lot is not the way. And actually, if you drink a whole lot, what also happens is that you kind of stop yourself from evolving. It's like when you put something in alcohol, it doesn't, it stays. What do you call that? Yeah, there's a good word for it. Or if you go to this is a bit creepy though, but if you go to the hospital where you have students studying for being a doctor, you have different places. Maybe that's not really there, but you put things in alcohol and then it keeps. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
So there's a specific word for that I don't remember. So you do that to your body, so it kind of stays in that same. It's good though for if you have certain bacteria and stuff. So if you are an alcoholic, then you take care of all the bacteria and stuff, so you keep clean in that way, but you also stay in this state, and you become like a mummy in a way. You could say alcohol can be used for good things, and you can also be overused, and it can be bad. I think we needed it more in the before.
Yep.
Because it was much more difficult to be a human being, much more difficult. Or if it was cold at winter, a little strong drink would warm you up, or, so you can use it for things like that, but it's not necessary today in the same way, because we have so many choices, we have so much we can do, with our consciousness, with our lives, with the social networks and everything else.
Drinking have been for ages already, but maybe people didn't have any choices. So
it was a way to get by.
Yeah.
Really, it was a way to get by.
Yeah.
Because life was hard.
Yeah.
And today, yes, life is hard, but we have so many more possibilities.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be hard. And actually, when we do experience something that's hard, it's much better to go through it and also get the support that we can to go through it, because we have that possibility today.
Yeah. Okay. If somebody is watching this who's new to the energy thing and that they have energy bodies, so what would be the number one reasons why quit drinking and take care of the energy body?
Well, because consciously you can. This is my view on it. Consciously, you can get so much stronger and aware. And I can tell you how I sense it. If I drink, I don't mind taking a drink once in a while. I don't, because I think it's okay. I don't mind that. But if I drink too much, I get really uncomfortable, because my awareness and the way that I sense things and the way that I see and registrate with my energy body, because it's all in my energy body, the way that I registrate other things, that's my ability, you could say, then I close down that ability. It doesn't work, and then I get frustrated because it doesn't work, So I don't really want to drink so much. So a reason not to drink is actually to raise your consciousness level, or your the way that you understand and see things. You can get a lot more clever and knowledgeable, and both in the brain and in the heart and everywhere. Like when you do things from the heart.
Yeah.
You do something that feels good here. You do it out of love.
Yeah.
Here it's more like, how can we do it? But if you blend these two things, it's really good.
Yeah. So people can more easily find what they want to do in their life.
Yeah.
That's easier. They will find easier their love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it gets easier in the relationship. They can know better what they want to do.
Have you ever been together with, for example, or a group of people, and then they start drinking but you don't?
Yeah.
Okay, you either feel that, okay, now I cannot connect with them anymore. I cannot really talk with them in the same way anymore. They are in a different space now. Or you can kind of feel the alcohol or you know, how it affects them from being sensitive. So then you can enjoy yourself like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, in the sense I used to do that before because I was around a lot of people who was drinking and I was younger and stuff. And I didn't have to drink. I would get drunk anyway because I just felt how they were feeling. So so that's another way of doing it. So it's either getting totally, you know, you cannot connect with them, or you can get into the energy, you know, and feel what's going on. If it's in a relationship, it can actually ruin a relationship because it's like if you're talking together and the family and the children and then one of the adults is drinking, it's like, hello, where are you? You know, we are here. So that's what happens a lot when one person is drinking and the other is not and the children is not. It's very difficult for children to have parents that is alcoholic because they don't know how to react in it, and it's very shocking for them actually to experience it, because it's like the grown up is changing totally in personality, and they are.
Yeah, I think that children have very pure energy.
Oh yeah,
yep.
Yeah. They sense a lot of things because they have this. They are much purer. Because they're children, of course, but they don't know how to use it, and they're still growing and they don't understand it. There's a lot of things they don't understand. They're not fully grown yet, you could say. But if we talk about other things than alcohol, for example, we came to talk a little bit about these drugs who helps you expand. You know, there's a lot of people who talk about expand your consciousness, and, you know, with LSD or ayahuasca, you know, these things or mushrooms, you know. Then you get this experience that opens your mind and all this. And what I learned about that is that in the old days, you know, 100 years back or however it was something people did to actually reach higher consciousness, and it was not really possible to do that in any other way, you know, in this way. But today it's totally different, because we have reached a point of evolvement, or you know, where people have been evolving so much that we can actually reach those consciousness levels just by doing other things, which is natural. And it can even be talking with other conscious people, or you can do it in many different ways. But we don't need to do the drugs anymore. It doesn't do the same thing. And actually, today it's more like a sidetrack. It's like you get an experience, but it's not the right one. You may think that, wow, this is cool, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But when you expand your consciousness in a natural way, you get it much more right, you could say, or in the right way, or you see things in a more you get the right stuff. So that's with these consciousness expanding drugs. And I remember when I was younger, I was thinking a little bit about these things, you know, and I thought I was studying herbs, so I know a lot about herbs and how things affects the energy field. I was thinking a lot, you know, and I knew a lot of people who was doing different things, and you know, mushrooms and all these things. And then when I started to evolve, and you know, I reached different states, not by doing drugs and not by doing you know, meditation or anything like that, but I reached it in other ways, and a lot of people kind of is today. Then I finally understood, or I saw that we don't need these things anymore, and that was one of my happiest days in my life when I realized that. And I also know that it hasn't been possible before. So definitely, the more we come into the years, you know, 2014 and 15 and so on, then these kind of drugs are more and more outdated. And when people choose that way, it's not for really expanding consciousness anymore. It's just to have an experience. So it becomes a different direction instead of you could say, self-development, and and these things. Marijuana. Marijuana is a very feminine herb. So when smoking marijuana, it gives more feminine to the system, and you have masculine and feminine in your energy field as well. So you can be strong in one or the other. There's usually always some imbalances there. So again, you can work with this in different ways to get the balance. But if you don't, then if you are very masculine and then you smoke marijuana, it can kind of balance you a little bit. But of course, it's not the right kind of balance. But it feels like, oh, I'm getting balanced. If you have a lot of feminine energy and you then smoke marijuana, it does totally the opposite thing. It takes you much more out of balance, and the person smoking feels worse or get this more feminine energy in the system. So again, if you have balance in your masculine and feminine, you don't want to smoke marijuana.
Thank you, Berit, for all this, and I hope you got something from this video. We are making another one, and see you soon.